Today I'm going to talk about decisions, and in particular, a specific strategy that I use to help me make decisions. And if you follow the channel at all for any period of time, you'll have heard me talk about decisions before, because decisions are so fundamental to the quality of our lives. Where we decide to put our time, our energy, our focus, etc. All of these things directly determine the quality of your life, or what sort of a life you have. The life that you have today is the result of the decisions that you made in order to be at this point. Decisions are such a big deal. And it's a very important thing, therefore, to get quite good at doing. That makes sense to me as a skill to develop, given how important these are. So, the other thing that's really important about this, right, is of course, so I have ADHD, and I am an ADHD coach. And I share with my clients things that should help them. And decision making is fundamentally challenging for people with ADHD because our minds are so powerful. They are capable of thinking of every single option that's ever existed all at once when trying to decide on a particular course of action. And that is not really that helpful. It might be if we want someone to be really thorough and actually think about every possibility before picking the totally most correct and most perfect one. But that might take weeks when the question was as simple as, hey, what do you want to have for dinner tonight? And that's a great example, by the way. If you're someone who often overcomplicates or overthinks the decision-making process, my go-to question to sort of point out to people how overwhelming it can be to play in the mystery of possibility is reminding them of that time that they, what do you want to have for dinner tonight? Someone asks them and your brain's like, ah. Or, what should we watch on Netflix? Yeah, love that game. Not. So, that is the problem that we are dealing with, and it is worse and it is amplified for those of us with ADHD. So what do I suggest? Well, don't do it in here. It's my whole thing. Don't, this brain is so incredibly powerful, it will think of all the possibilities, but it can't necessarily hold them all at the same time. And it's not the best at comparing them, even if we think that it is. So it can help to talk it through with someone, do some verbal processing, but even better, put it on a page. Take it out of the abstract and the imagine and make it concrete. In ADHD, the part of our brain, the prefrontal cortex, it's a bit underdeveloped. And one of the roles of that part of the brain is that it helps with abstract thoughts. It helps us formulate and conceptualize things. And if you have ADHD, the part of your brain that's supposed to do that isn't really as powerful as you might like. So even if you think that you're good at, you might be good at holding lots of things in your head at once, but then making decisions about those things, not really one of our strong suits. So what I like to do, I like to get a piece of paper and I like to just rule lines and create different rows. Look, basically, I want to decide some criteria. And depending on what the thing is that I'm trying to decide on, I might have a different set of criteria. And then, so I'm gonna get a piece of paper and a ruler, and surely you've got that or something straight to rule with. And you want to do some columns. You have your options side by side, and then you'll have the criteria by which you evaluate them coming across as rows. Now, here is one that I've prepared earlier. And it's pretty, whatever, it's improvised. And how great is my handwriting with a light bulb marker. Wow, love it. So here, option 1 or option 2. Ignore these numbers for now, we'll get to those. And then I've got here my criteria by which I'm evaluating these two options. Now for this random example, I've picked time. So it's how much time it's gonna cost me, cost of time. Energy out, cost. So how costly this thing is gonna be, how much energy I'll have to invest in order to do option 1 or option 2. And then energy in. So this is gain. This is how much I'm gonna get back. Now energy, look, at the end of the day, almost all decisions can kind of boil down to energy in versus energy out. This could be other aspects, money in, money out, you know, how much will it cost me to do this thing, but I might make so much. Oh, great. You know, it might cost me the energy of traveling to that location, but the energy in, I'll see all my friends there and that's going to feel so great. You know, energy in, energy out. And you can break these down further or more or less, depending on what the thing is. Travel time, you know, between two things, one might have a further distance than the other. Doesn't really matter so much. And the bottom line is benefit, gain, and based on this, random numbers I scribbled in, you know, I decided one was better than the other, and so that's my choice. But the details and the numbers don't actually matter as much as getting it down on paper and trying to decide. Now, you might have lots of options, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, hopefully not that many, if so, good luck, but whatever. Better to do that on a page than in here. Now, the reason I say that these numbers don't really matter is because very quickly, often through that process of just writing things down, you'll actually go, oh, well, it's obviously this. And you might have actually, and I like to give things a number out of 5, but it could be anything. It could be time in how many hours it is. My point is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what system you use to measure these things. It's simply the act of getting it out of here and putting it onto a page helps you grapple with, what's a better decision on paper? Now, we're not always going to make the perfect decision every time. You might do all of this analysis and be wrong. That happens, and that's okay. That's life. But at least you've decided something. At least you have been decisive, which is infinitely better than being stuck in indecision. And just, yeah, look, I don't need to sell you on why that sucks so much. If you've ever just been sitting there paralyzed by what's the right thing so that you do nothing at all, it sucks. And this is one way to start to grapple with that or have some alternatives. Now, you know, I talked about picking what show to watch. You might pick, well, this one goes for 20 minutes or that goes for 2 hours. But this one is really scary, so that's energy out if you don't like being scared. Whatever. You get the point, right? And then at the end you can say, oh, which one will I enjoy more versus the time cost? This food's really tasty, but it's more expensive. But how much more expensive than the other? And how much more tasty than the other? Giving it a number helps us compare. And that's what helps us actually refine and go, oh, that one is actually the winner. Instead of just going, yeah, that's a bit more. How much more? Assign a figure to it, assign a number to it, and it'll be so much easier to go, that's my choice. And once you've made it, I generally recommend just don't. Once you've made your choice, just move. Go with it, done. Don't second guess yourself. It's just, that's a whole other video. Just don't do that. Save yourself the turmoil. Okay, I hope this helps you. I'll flash this up on screen again in case this is mildly useful. I drew this up in 30 seconds, maybe a bit more. I'm time blind, I don't estimate time well. A minute or two tops, I reckon. Just quick, bish bash bosh. Criteria, any criteria will do. Assign some numbers, and I'd decided by about this point which was better. This was going to be more energy costly, and that was going to give me way more back. Like whatever this was, that's the winner. Duh. You get the point. Sometimes my video ending, I get a little repetitive saying the same thing again and again. The point has been made. I will move on. I will decide to let this go, and I'll let you move on with your day and with your life. If you have made it this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Clearly something here resonated. If so, I would love to hear what. Love comments, please. Give me some feedback. Say what was good, what was bad. This is still a very new and developing channel. I'm still refining my voice and my approach, and feedback is super useful, as is like the like and the subscribe and the algorithmic things if you want. But at the end of the day, I'm here to give to you things that I hope might help you, and hopefully this does. So thank you so much for your time. And yeah, I post a new video every single day. So if you like this, hit subscribe so you can see tomorrow's one. Okay, Thanks a lot. Go well.